Hey funnel builders, in this video I want to talk to you about creating strategic partnerships. I also want to talk about how to convert networking and people that you've met at networks into prospects, as well as how to actually network in front of a group of people. Hey funnel builders, Mike Killen here from Sell Your Service. If you're a funnel builder, you should subscribe because I produce new videos every single week to help funnel builders like you attract more clients, increase your income, and sell more funnels. I've got some free training down below on how to know what you want out of life and create a plan to do it, how to set great goals, become hyper productive, and stay motivated even when things get tough. Some free training down below. Ugh, what a day. So part of the problem with networking is that it's taught to us wrong. What we think about networking and what people teach us as what effective networking is kind of fundamentally flawed. One of the biggest problems that you'll face when you join like networking events or groups or like business networking seminars and even things like online, like Facebook groups and stuff, is that everything people do repeatedly day in, day out is the wrong way of networking, and for some reason people don't want to change it or improve it or get better at it. The problem when we join like Chamber of Commerce events or business networking events is you come across these serial networkers, and they're guys who are there every single day, and that you'll see them over and over again. You'll constantly bump into the same people. They'll tell you that their networking style works and they constantly generate new leads, and they're handing out business cards and telling people what it is they do. Some of them even have really weird job titles, and they say that they're a signpost or they're a digital prostitute and they just whore themselves out to whoever. But we want to develop strategic partnerships that develop lifelong relationships with customers, partners, and suppliers that grow our business. We're not there to do what every other networking chump does, and I want to tell you and explore with you how to do strategic networking properly. The essence of strategic partnerships and building partnerships that work for your business has got nothing to do with the amount of business cards that you hand out. It's got nothing to do with the amount of networking events that you attend. In fact, I believe that serial networkers don't actually get anything done, and you end up just spending a lot of money meeting the same people over and over and over. So instead, the first thing that you need to do is think about who it is that you want to start working with. So the first thing we need to look at is, who do you know that also serves your audience? The first part of strategic partnerships is understanding who else is trying to reach the same people that you're trying to reach. Who's trying to get in front of your audience? Make a list of all the people that your audience look up to and even buy from. Your customers have to buy stuff from other people. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean competitors. Your audience and your customers, they have people they follow on YouTube, they have software products that they buy, they have platforms they buy, they have mentors they look up to, they have authors they look up to. Your job is to try and get on a call with those same people. One of the biggest changes I saw in my business was when I started trying to network with people that my audience also looked up to. I was essentially taking their credibility and using it with my audience. So when I was starting to talk to people like Ryan Deiss and Daniel Priestley, it's people that my audience recognize, and I get to use some of that credibility. You then want to reach out to them and try to get on a call. Yes, it's a bit of a grind. Yes, when you first get going, you're going to get a lot of people who ignore you, but I was staggered at how many people did get back to me. Ryan Deiss only took a couple of emails, Daniel Priestley only took a couple of emails, and yeah, their schedules meant that we maybe had to take a little bit longer to try and book the call, but eventually we got around to it. We also looked to software products like Opt-in Monster and Active Campaign, and I would reach out to and talk to those business businesses and say, hey, I want to promote your products. I want to get in front of your audience. How can I do that? One of the easiest ways for you to be able to kind of use that credibility is to interview them. It's a big part of my podcasts. I call it my mastermind series. Troy Dean from WP Elevation, he also had that as a big part of it. By interviewing people and talking to people that your audience also look up to, you get a better insight and understanding. And also, this is where genuinely strategic partnerships come into fruition. You don't have to do a podcast interview. You could just email them for advice. You could email them for a quote. You could ask a series of interview questions. You could print an interview. It doesn't really matter. The point is that you're using their name, their advice, and their knowledge, and you're pushing that out to your network. That's how you begin to position yourself through genuine strategic partnerships. All this stuff about going to networking events, handing out your business cards, joining support groups and stuff, I personally think is a massive waste of time. Yes, there are a couple of live networking events that I do attend. The reality is that I have to pay for those, and I have to pay a fairly decent sum because I want to work with and be in the same room as people who are on the next level to me. Most people at most networking events are on the same level as you, and I attend those events because they're on the level above me. They're not on the same level as me. They're on the next level of their business, and I want to work with them and talk to them and have conversations with them. Most networking events like Chambers of Commerce, while useful, are actually just full of people who do the same rounds, the same people, the same business level as you time after time. And instead, if you want to leverage truly strategic partnerships and you really want to up your game, you need to be reaching out to and reaching up to people that your audience already admire. If you are at an event with customers, my advice is to ask them what they're working on. Don't tell them what you do. Don't try and pitch to them. Don't try and tell them, excitedly what it is that you do and how you can help them. Instead, ask them what's going on. The way I've had this explained to me is act like a barman at a bar and ask someone, hey man, what are you working on? What's going on? What seems to be the problem? Why are you here? And keep digging. It's not necessarily enough for them to say, I run an e-commerce store. And you go, oh, okay then. What you want to say is, oh, what is it you're working on? They say, well, we run an e-commerce store. You go, oh, very cool. What is it that you're working on at the moment? And you keep digging, and eventually you'll find problems and, goals that they want to work on and achieve. Your job is to then help them through that, but you're only going to get there by asking the right questions. It's not enough to just turn up to an event and throw cards at people. But on the strategic partnership side, you're more likely to attract customers by asking their influencers and the people they look up to, what is it that you would suggest? How can you help this industry? What is it that my audience needs to know from your software, your product, your books? I've got some free training down below on how to know what you want out of life and create a plan to do it, how to set great goals, become hyper productive, and stay motivated even when things get tough. Some free training down below. What's your most hated networking habit? I know mine is speed networking. I absolutely loathe speed networking. I think it's a complete waste of time. People are constantly trying to look for shortcuts, and instead you could send 100 emails a day to 100 people that your audience looks up to and admires, and book 10 interviews, book 10 calls, book 10 questionnaires to get some advice from them and start publishing that. And that's how you leverage strategic partnerships. It also puts you on the radar of those people. No, not the first person, maybe not the fifth, maybe not even the 10th, but eventually someone that you look up to and your audience looks up to will think, I remember Mike. He was talking to me about sales coaching for funnels. We should get him on and we should talk to him. That's how we've grown our business through strategic partnerships. If this video was useful, let me know. Give me a like and a share. Share on LinkedIn or Facebook. That really helps out my business. If you give me a little comment in the comments below on your most hated networking habit, and I'll see you on the next video. Keep building those funnels. Thanks for watching, guys. I've got a couple of videos here which you might be interested in, talking about funnel related topics like how to price a marketing funnel and how to find your first marketing funnel customer. In the meantime, if this video was useful, hit that like button, make sure to leave me a comment and subscribe if you are a funnel builder. I'll see you on the next video. Keep building those funnels.